I will suggest another way to cook the cake. That you get £100,000, and I would put 50,000 in. But for me to make it worth my while, I'd want to own at least 20%.
Right.
Would you be prepared to go down to 20% if I got 20%?
I worry that the second lump of cash is not identified, but in principle, yes.
So I'll be giving away 40%?
40%, which allow you to get to your goal a lot quicker.
Yeah. Well, I would feel, at the minute, uncomfortable about giving away 40% of my company.
Right.
So, at the minute, then...
I think at that stage, I'm probably going to have to allow you to negotiate with Deborah.
Right.
I'm out.
Are you still interested then?
Oh,
Deborah?
absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm still all right then. I'd love to take you up on your offer, Deborah.
Excellent.
Well
done.
Good.
Thank you.
Well done.
Alison has done it. She may have chosen half the cash that was on offer in the den, but she retains a much larger slice of her company and still walks away with a valuable investor on board. Other entrepreneurs who tried and failed in the den included Craig Head from Derby, aka Secret Santa. He wanted the Dragon's help with his bid for the Christmas #1.
Pull my cracker this Christmas and make my dreams come true. Put me on your wish list, a gift from me to you.
Duncan Bannatyne, who once invested in a record company, offered his own critique.
You know, when you came down and you put the music on, my foot started to move with the beat. And then you started to sing. My foot stopped.
No deal at that end of the den then, and at the other, Peter Jones had his own concerns.
So, it's a song. I got that much. But compare yourself to the likes of Bing Crosby,
Legend.
Cliff Richard,
Legend.
and Noddy Holder.
Legend.
And now we've got Craig Head.
It doesn't have to be me. I'm giving you the song.
Ah, OK. Who would you say is perfect for your song?
Yourself.
I quite like you.
Flattery can be a good tactic in the den, but this time it wasn't enough to stop Hilary Devey putting an end to Craig's investment dreams.
As much as I think you're lovely, Santa, you won't make any money out of it.
Military wives last year took almost £200,000.
But they had fabulous voices. The music, the lyrics was fabulous. This isn't. How about forgetting any commercialism and it all goes to charity? It's not investable. I'm out.
Good luck to you.
Thanks very much.
Bye, Craig.
Bye.
Kim and Jack Wormsley brought a more fruity Christmas cheer into the den with their plan to rebrand a 400-year-old drink.
Punch is not available in any shops. My great-grandma used to make it, and what we've done is used her recipes, and we now want to bring them to market.
The hospitable Liverpudlians started well by hosting their own party for the investors.
That's a gin punch.
That's Mother's Ruin.
We have a rum punch.
Called Poison.
Yeah.
Green one is Sexy Twist. It's a brandy punch with a twist, the twist being that it's green.
We did get a little insight into what Christmas was like at the Joneses.
What is difficult about making a punch? You put spirits in it, some lemonade in it, you put some orange juice in it, or you put some cranberry juice in it. It doesn't take you long.
You can put too much of one thing in and it won't taste nice. And
But that's the fun of it, isn't it? You
it's
put a
also
little bit
expensive.
too much in and people are going, whoa, that's a bit strong.
But ultimately, none of the Dragons saw a money-making future for the couple's new concept.
Kim, Jack, it tasted great, but you can go on the internet and there's just recipe after recipe after recipe. And there is a very good reason why no one else is doing it. And that is because there isn't a demand for it. I'm out.
OK, thank you.
For the toy industry, success is all about Christmas. That accounts for more than a third of all annual sales. Next into the den are David Harvey and Ben Lewis with a tabletop game. They're not looking for a gift from Santa, but
Would one of you like to give us a honk on the starting horn? Thank you, Peter.
Starting horn?
Just give it a good squeeze at my command. Hello, my name's Dave Harvey, and this is Ben Lewis.
Hello.
And we produce Puckit, an infectiously fun, frantic wooden game. But before we tell you any more, we'd like to give you a quick demonstration. So if you want to come and have a closer look whilst we're playing.
Thank you.
OK. And horn, please. Yeah. Oh.
So as quick as I'm trying to fire them through, he's got to fire them back. And it's then a mad rush.
Ah! He's got me.
Oh.
Got me.
There you go.
You've played this before.
Ooh,
I have played a few times.
Right.
I have to.
Right.
Come on.
One finger on the elastic, and then just place the puck in front of the elastic, and so you're kind of catapulting it through.
Ready?
Right,
Claxon.
hold on.
Oh, Theo.
Come back.
The faster you can do it, the harder it is for him to get them back.
Oh.
If they're in your way, you can move them out
You
of
can
the way.
move them.
You just can't push them through.
Well played. I don't like it.
So we're here to offer you 10% of our business in exchange for £50,000.
We've been producing Puckit games via a fair trade supplier for just over 3 years. And every Christmas to date, we've sold out.
This year, we're on target to sell 10 to 13,000 games. It works well across the ages and is made to last. As a result, we're not only selling into the kiddies' toy market, but also the adult gift market, with stockists including Selfridges, the Conran shop, and independent design shops around the UK. We'd be happy to take your questions.
Trying to encourage a bit of traditional Christmas gameplay in the Den are South Londoners Ben Lewis and Dave Harvey. Having designed a new pastime for the parlour, they're hoping £50,000 can help market it to the great British public. Duncan Bannatyne is first to scrutinise the opportunity on offer.
Who invented this game?
It's actually an old French game, but it's not very well known. I was a student in France, and that's where I first saw it played.
Right, so you have no IP rights to it, you have no
We've
patent rights to it.
trademarked the name Puckit. In French, it's known as table à l'élastique.
OK. Now, what does it cost you to make?
Our landed cost is £15.75.
Right, what do you sell it for?
Consumer buys it for around 50.
This is a piece of wood with 2 elastic bands.
Yeah.
And you're selling it for 50 quid?
That's correct, yeah.
You must be really good salespeople. So, give me the historic numbers to start with.
Sure. 3 years ago, we turned over about £6,000. Net profit was about 70.
£70?
Yeah, £70. That was just the first Christmas.
OK.
Second year was 29,000.
What happened from 2011 to now?
We turned over 113,000.
What was your net profit?
A net for £8,000. I should point out, it should have been more like 21, but some last-minute delays meant we had to air freight, which actually cost us around £13,000. If we sell all 13,000 games this year, profits can increase to up to 60,000.
The poised duo have relaxed quickly into Den questioning, but something seems to be bothering Peter Jones.
I have an issue with the actual game itself.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your issue?
I could see me doing it once, and it was exciting when I first sat there, because I thought, well, I want to know how it's played.
Yeah.
But I got bored very, very quickly. It's not that exciting.
When we first started Puckit, I actually made a Puckit game for my brother for Christmas. We had it in the family. We took it on holiday, and we were literally crying with laughter. I, myself, broke down in tears because we had such amazing fun with this thing.
I should point out, in terms of people, you know, what you say, do people actually enjoy it? A large part of how we generate some sales is going to festivals. You know, these aren't people we know, they're not... And we open at 10, we'll have a tent with maybe a dozen games out, we'll close at midnight, and people will play all day. They've never come across it before.
Really? And
yeah.
they've all said they've enjoyed it?
Yeah, yeah, they've come back throughout the day.
OK, thank you.
Guys, Puckit.
Puckit.
I'm going to leave it to everyone's imagination how you arrived at the name.
Can we tell you?
Are you going to spoil it?
No. It's because they're pucks and you puck it through the hole. And that really is how we came up with the name.
Really?
Yeah.
I believe you.
Okay, thank you.
You told us kindly that you landed this product at $15.75.
Yeah.
What you didn't say is what you sold it for wholesale.
£21.
And what you didn't say is where you have these made.
We have them made in India by a fair trade group in the north of India.
What's the lead time?
It's probably up to a 3-month lead time from buying the wood, seasoning it, making the games and shipping it.
So from order?
Yeah.
Okay.
Part of why we have it handmade and made so well is because it's not just a kind of one-week throwaway present, and we want it to last.
Demonstrating market appeal and strategic thinking, Ben and Dave continue to impress the Dragons. Will Deborah Meaden have any cause for concern?
Can I actually quite, by the way, I quite like it.
Good. Thank you very much.
For a game product, it's high-end product, and I also think its packaging is well targeted at the market that you have identified. Can I just ask about the seasonality? How much of your trade is done at Christmas?
It seems to be about 70% in the final quarter.
When have you got to have your stock in country for you to fulfil those Christmas orders?
We have them all in by the end of September.
So what does that do to your cash flow?
Well, that's a big reason.
That's why we're here. We're asking for money for stock.
Because part of the fair trade...
That you really probably don't need to explain to any dragon, because it's glaringly obvious to me that you have an issue with... Obviously, you're bound to have an issue with cash flow when so many of your sales happen at Christmas.
So, and
Can I ask you a question then? Why do you make in... I understand the fair trade bit, and I applaud you on the fair trade bit, but why are you making in India?
We wanted it to be handmade and beautiful, and so the only way to do that at a cost that isn't prohibitive is to go somewhere where the cost of labour is cheap.
Have you looked at having it made in the UK? It's becoming an awful lot more competitive.
Our prototypes for the future games we're working on, we haven't obviously mentioned those yet, but we're having them made in the UK and prototyped in the UK, and our first production run will be in the UK.
There's a calmness in the den as the smooth-talking duo seem to be addressing all the Dragons' concerns. But they've yet to receive an offer. Duncan Bannatyne looks ready to have his say.
This game reminds me in a way of a game that I have in my house, I play with the kids, called air hockey.
Yeah, air hockey for traditionalists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we play that, and it's much more exciting. And, you know, thinking about paying £50 for that.
We've sold out every Christmas, and I mean, 3,000 people aren't wrong. Clearly, we haven't gone beyond that because we didn't have the games.
Very, very articulate and good salesman, Ben. And you, David. Just seems far, far, far too expensive. So for that reason, I've got to say I'm sorry, but I'm out.
Thank you
very much.
Guys, shall I tell you where I am?
Yes, please.
I can't think of anything more boring than sitting down at night playing that game.
Could we persuade you to have a go?
No, you couldn't. I just didn't like it. It bored me. And I suspect I'm not the only person that will find this boring either.
That's surprising. That hasn't been our experience, but if that's yours.
Unfortunately, I won't be investing in you today, so I've got to say I'm out.
The Friends' bid for £50,000 takes a turn in the wrong direction. But not all is lost. 3 Dragons remain. Has Peter Jones seen any money-making potential?
Looking at this as a business, I actually think that what you should have done with that game is made that game completely multi-use.
Right.
I think you should have designed it in such a way where you could insert that elastic band. You can play backgammon on it, you could play chess on it. But I just think that just having one game, you've limited its market, and I think it's limited in terms of its value.
What a great idea, Peter.